This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Joaquin Baloye. It's been a day of trouble, tension, and bloody politics in and around some southwest state. Lagos, Osun State gets our attention today, and it's been less of a happy situation in most parts of the state that we're going to be focusing on today. Politics of bitterness and somewhat a brigandage, an attack on the legislative arm of government is in what we have uncovered today and being reported on the news today. So let me first and foremost begin with what are some of the news that came in about the security in Lagos State amid the leadership crisis rocking the Lagos State House of Assembly. The Police Service Commission has approved the appointment of Mr. Moshood Jimoh as the new Commissioner of Police for the nation's economic capital, Lagos. A statement by the head of press and public relations of the commission, Ikechukwu, and he says Mr. Jimoh, before his appointment, was Commissioner of Police Port Authority, Eastern Port. Before we get into the heart of the matter and we'll be dissecting what has become a major concern for Nigeria's democracy, what has happened today in Lagos, let's check out some of your political roundup stories.
Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has granted an application by the former Minister of Petroleum, Diziani Alisi Madueke, to amend her seat challenging the order obtained by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for final forfeiture of her seized assets. Justice Eko granted the request after the motion moved by Diziani's lawyer, Godwin Inyibo, and EFCC's counsel, Divine Uguru, did not oppose it. At the day's proceedings, Inyibo informed the court they had already filed a motion for amendment of the originating process and the defendant having duly served. The matter was subsequently adjourned to March 17 for further mention. And members of the River State Caucus in the National Assembly have declared their support to the embattled PDP State Chairman, Aaron Chukwuemeka. The group made the pledge when they visited him in Port Harcourt. Some of the senators representing River State in the National Assembly pledged their loyalty to Mr. Chukwuemeka as the State Chairman of the PDP. The lawmakers also paid a courtesy visit to Honorable Martin Amirale in his office. In his address, Honorable Amirale warned the State Attorney General and all who support Governor Fubara to disobey valid court orders of facing their day of reckoning soon. He also accused the governor of being a threat to democracy, but promised that the 10th Assembly will stand firm regardless of all threats. In Delta State, leaders of the All Progressives Congress in the Warri part of the state are urging Nigerians to continue supporting President Bola Tinubu's policies, citing some of his major achievements in office in the last 1.5 years. The APC stakeholders, led by a chieftain, Ayiri Emami, made the appeal during a stakeholders meeting of the party in Warri. While passing a vote of confidence on President Bola Tinubu, the group also appealed to the president to complete all ongoing projects in the South-South. To Ogun State, where the national youth leader of the All Progressives Congress, Dayo Israel, is calling on young Nigerians to take advantage of the numerous youth advancement initiatives to develop their God-given talents towards building a better future for the country. He was speaking at an All Progressives Congress Youth League State inauguration, public lecture, empowerment and recognition event of leaders held at the Cultural Center in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital.
Well, then let's begin tonight as we've been served with your political roundup stories. We begin in Lagos, perhaps one of the most sophisticated Nigeria's state in politics. Today is saying in yet another show of shame, where the House of Assembly is supposed to be a temple where justice and democracy is being served at its best. But then what we saw today was some kind of invasion of the State Assembly. I mean, the leadership tussle in the Lagos State Assembly. We took a new twist today with heavy security presence at the premises during plenary session. It started with members and staff of the assembly in and around, hanging around after security vans and personnel were spotted in and around the premises of the Lagos Assembly complex in the Lausa area of the commercial city and shutting offices and buildings on the complex. Ahead of the plenary, security personnel manned various roads leading to the Lagos Assembly complex, and there was a mild drama when some of the security agents tried to gain access to the assembly chambers, and these delayed the plenary for some hours. Let me allow you to listen to some of the very interesting sound bites from there.
And it's on this note right now that I want to move to confidence on yourself by all members of this sacred house of assembly to show that if truly it is because we removed the former speaker of this assembly and elected you, who we believe in, as the speaker, we will display here live and clear for people to know that this decision was done by the members of this state house of assembly, duly elected. It's on this note I want to ask that members, please, if you can affirm your vote of confidence in Madam Speaker, kindly raise up your hands, please. Can we please I second the motion of Madam Speaker. As moved, all in favor, say aye.
All right, there's some members of the assembly opposing their confidence in Honorable Mojisola Meranda today in plenary. Some interesting to narrow. I'll take you back to what has become a major concern for any watchers of our democracy, and how security agents in some kind of scuffle with members of the assembly trying to gain entrance. And I'd like my producer to allow Nigerians to listen to how this went on.
And Lagos State in particular.
A lot happened behind the scene, and sometimes when some of us who follow politics in Nigeria say something, a lot we cannot say on television, but yeah, we do know a lot is happening. We understand that Honorable Miranda has been told to resign. In fact, we do know there is a drafted resignation letter, which some of the lawmakers behind the cameras have said they will not allow. They're standing behind, and we also told that leaders of the party had told her to resign. Perhaps Honorable Obasa should return as the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and this got this woman into shedding some tears. A very emotional moment for Honorable Miranda. How long she's going to be in that chair, well, can only be determined by those who are in that chamber, who stood today to say they are reposing their confidence now, and they voted confidence on our leadership today in Lagos State House of Assembly. What is worrisome, however, is what has become the invasion and the attendance of security agents bearing arms in the hollow chambers of the House of Assembly. is worrisome for our politics. But well, let's get some commentary. First and foremost, let me get in the Lagos State Labour Party governorship candidate in the 2023 election. Mr. Gbadebo Rose Viver is live for us. Mr. Rose Viver, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. Let me get your take. You've been watching and looking at what is happening. What is your view and take on what you saw happen today, especially what you can see on national television this evening?
It was a major low for politics in Lagos State, and I like as you introduced the fact that Lagos State has had a sophisticated political history for a very long time. Since the 1800s, there's been a demand for an independent legislative arm, while it was still a protectorate. And to see what happened today was an assault on this very assembly that its members are supposed to hold their loyalty to the Constitution. And anybody that is trying to capture it for whatever political interest or one person's interest and is trying to defile what this assembly is supposed to be, it should be it's a big shame. The 2023 election showed Lagos politics to go to a low. This is there was an attempt today to take the politics of Lagos State to a whole new low. And I have to say, I give a lot of credit and respect to the assembly members for standing their ground, for standing behind the process through which they elected their current speaker. And it's unfortunate that all the allegations that were brought against the former speaker, 17 billion for a gate and all sorts of corruption allegations, we have not seen anything come of it. The FCC has not investigated. All of these corruption allegations are still in the air. But we must understand also that it's very unfortunate to put also an indigene of Lagos. Indigenes of Lagos are looking at the first time where, okay, the third position, we can see a daughter of ours, and imagine what they're thinking, seeing all this harassment of her, right? And armed men coming into the state assembly is a big disgrace. It's a big disgrace, and it's a new low for our politics in Lagos State. There isn't any excuse. We have seen them try to frame and spin narratives. What we saw today happen in the State Assembly was disgraceful. It must be condemned, and we must find people that were behind this thing, and they should be brought to book. Because setting this kind of dangerous precedent starts to create the foundation to turn any state to a banana republic. And Lagos State has gone past that hundreds of years ago.
So if you look at what happened today as a leader and a voice of opposition in the state, a major part of this issue or the controversy that we saw today is an internal issues within the All Progressives Congress APC, the leading party in Lagos, and which has escalated so badly in what we've seen today. The majority members are of the APC extraction, and now what we're seeing is some kind of APC affairs that are not being properly handled. It's gotten out of the public and has come into public light in this manner. But then the impact on governance is a worry here. Do you have your worry about how this will impact on governance in the state?
Oh, certainly. I mean, look at our assembly members that should be offering policy representation to their constituents are distracted by armed men storming the state assembly. It's completely disgraceful, right? And we also have to understand that, again, the president of this state, it must be roundly rejected. It must be roundly rejected by everybody. And yes, it's an in-house party situation, but whoever is behind this should solve this problem in a civilized fashion, right? Because the state assembly must owe its loyalty to the constituents, to their respective constituents, not to a godfather, not to any particular one person's political interest, right? It must be to the constituents that elected them to come into this position. There are ways to solve these problems. I read last week that they have taken this matter to the court of law. That is the civilized way of doing things. That's how things are supposed to be done in Lagos State, the center of excellence. Not storming the state assembly with armed men. If they've gone to the court of law, they should go through that process and see it through. That is the way it's supposed to be done.
Do you imagine, Mr. Rose Viver, Do you imagine that this is a political godfatherism being played to the gallery? Or what exactly do you think is playing out here?
I think that the APC has sort of normalized this idea of using intimidation and force to get their way. And that is what we saw today. An attempt to intimidate this the speaker to resign and step aside by using armed men and using threats of violence. That's what we saw today. And that's unacceptable.
So now, in all of this, generally speaking, one will imagine how this, in some states of the Federation, in Lagos, in Rivers State, for example, this is it started on a very simple and it escalated so badly. Now, Lagos State is experiencing this kind of situation, and the resistance that you're seeing by the majority of the members of the assembly is showing one thing, that some of them are now opposing what has been the leadership structure in their party, and the center can no longer hold. And now you look at what is going on. How do you imagine this could impact, and the fact that the fear of this not getting on the street, because if political supporters are unleashed to intervene in Lagos, and you know what Lagos could look like when political tension arises on the street, it's something that you cannot imagine.
To be honest with you, I don't really see that happening, because this is a situation where the majority of people in the House have selected the speaker they want to speak for them, right? And this is going against one man's ambition or one man's position. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to mobilize from Agege to come and start terrorizing the whole of Lagos. And that will also be a reflection on him as a politician, as a person. There was a civilized way by which they got him out. If he's not happy with it, he should face it in the court of law, right? All this intimidation of the speaker, of members of the state assembly is unacceptable. People, his leaders in the GSC, the president should call him to order. Lagos State has advanced way past this for over 2 centuries. We don't want to be going back and going to whole new laws in Lagos State politics. There are civilized ways to handle these things, and his leaders, his party should call him to order, see it through the court of law.
Finally, before I allow you to go, Mr. Gbadebo Vivo, give us an understanding of the balance of politics in Lagos, because it's been said that the Lagos governor is in one senatorial district and the speaker is in the same senatorial district. And if you look at it, the Lagos governor, the deputy governor, and the speaker are in the certain senatorial district, as against a senatorial district that should have had the speaker, causing a political imbalance. These are some of the reasons being given for Honorable Mojisola Miranda to step aside or resign from her position. Does it make a political sense to you?
You know, after we had a Muslim ticket run in this country, right, I've started to question all these norms that we've had before the election that brought the current people that are occupying Aso Rock. If representatives not only stand behind the current speaker, but have stood their ground against violence and intimidation, there must be something of quality in that woman. And if we have a speaker that all the constituents that are representing the entirety of Lagos believe in and stand behind, I believe that is better. That is in the betterment and in the better interest of Lagos, regardless of what central district she's from. She's there to pass the laws for the benefit of all Lagosians, and every constituent member is going to have a right to address her and push the interests of his or her constituents in the State Assembly.
Mr. Gbadebo Rose Vivo was the Labour Party governorship candidate in the 2023 election in Lagos. Thank you so much indeed for your time tonight and your views are shared here. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you.
Let me bring back tonight Mr. Fuad Oki. Is a chieftain of the APC. He knows so much about all of these internal wrangling, if you may call it. Now, third time, and there must be a magic around what has become a major issue for you is concerning, isn't it, Mr. Oki, the turn of events today?
Good evening, Shehu. Today is a sad day for me, and indeed it should be for all democracy-loving Nigerians. I look back at the dark days of Nigeria under the military junta. I looked at what a few of us did, putting our lives on the line for us to win back democracy. Unfortunately, today is a sad day. You will recall that since this Ulabalu started, I have taken the time to play a role that should be expected for any peace-loving individual, particularly one that is also a chieftain of the party that's in government. You recall about a week ago, I wrote a letter to the leadership of the party, the Governor's Advisory Council that I called the Board of Trustees of the party at the state level, pleading and admonition. In my letter, I did say that in the event we refuse to learn from history, that we may be consumed by it. And I think today it's exactly the beginning of us possibly being consumed by a world gog. And I recall what Adolf Hitler said in 1944, precisely end of November. And he said this is the beginning of the end, and there won't be any end until the end of the beginning. Exactly this seems to be what is happening. I have therefore refrained from wanting to appeal to anyone's emotion. Rather, I want to say very clearly that if those that do not have a sense of history, of those that may either be benefactor or benefactors of Honorable Muda Shil Obasa, or supporting him to cause a breach of the peace in Lagos, we will again put our lives on the line to defend democracy. I think we've had enough. Enough of begging, enough of appeasement. If you see what happened today, you will begin to look at River States. Unfortunately, the mayhem that is also consuming Osun State. Unfortunately, you look at what is happening in Kano. You put all of this together, it will be like a moi party in Lagos. It will be a child's play.
Let me ask you, Mr. Oki, just a moment. And you could see that the interesting interplay for a lot of people who perhaps don't know what is going on in the APC and don't understand the dynamics. Some of the members of the House, their parents or their fathers are members of the GAC. The Ajomoles of this world, the Ogunlewes of this world, they are the leaders and the elders of the party. And they are the ones who are backing. It appears, perhaps, they and their parents are not on the same page on this matter. And they have dared the consequences, because there are those within your party, Mr. Oki, who are saying these young people or these lawmakers are playing with their return to the House of Assembly. But when you see them in that manner saying, Honorable Mojisola Miranda, on your mandate we shall stand. What does that mean? That daredevil approach to what happened today.
I don't know about the mandate on which they want to stand, but I know about one thing very clearly. In the defense of democracy, majority of us shall stand. We will stand by laying our lives on the line if it will get to that. We will defend democracy as we have done time past. And let me tell you, going forward, I will also be at the forefront, leading true Democrats to to stand up for this tyrannical behavior that some people want to foist on us. Now, Honorable Mudashiru Obasa and his benefactors must know something very clearly. He was elected by his peers for the uptenth time in 2023, June. Today, his peers are saying, we've had enough of you, please step aside. You stand removed. I don't think that should be any problem for anybody. But I dare say here that it is not Mudashiru Obasa that is trying to breach the peace in Lagos. He has some people backing him. And I will say this, Honorable Wale Osun sent some video chats, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And in that chat, Sean, you may want to look at it. He made a very salient point. It says that it is only God that is inviolate. No earthly person is. So I want to offer ṣe bí alágbára, àbáwọn tó fẹ́ lo agbára bí Ọlọ́run gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ wípé some of us have put our lives on the line before and we will do that. For Lagos, we will stand up. Right. As an indigenous, as an aborigine, just 1 minute, as an aborigine, we will stand up. As a politician that has defended democracy, severally, we will stand up. We've had enough of this nonsense, and I think it must stop.
But this is within your party. I mean, who are you afraid of in your party? Who is behind all of this? Who is asking someone to resign?
I dwell in facts. I don't go with the innuendos. All of this person said this. No. Whoever wants the rights of the speaker to resign should come out to say, it is me.
Have you seen the draft letter? I've seen a copy of the draft letter, which we understand that members of the Lagos State House of Assembly are saying that they will not take it from the Honorable Mojisola Miranda, and they will not allow her to resign. And that was when the issue of the vote of confidence came. And the woman was very emotionally engrossed today when her colleagues stood up to vote a vote of confidence on her, to repose a vote of confidence on her. But the question is that who is the big hand? Who is the big masquerade that is forcing the hands of this woman out of the game?
If there is indeed a big masquerade, let that masquerade come out to the market center and dance. It's either the so-called big masquerade cannot face up to Lagosians to say this is what I want, or is choosing field officers. Let them come out. I don't want to see any letter, written or handed over to Right Honorable Mojisola Miranda, to submit. All I'm saying is this: the peers have spoken, and you should know why populi, why they. They've spoken. They are carrying our sovereignty on their shoulders. They've spoken on behalf of Lagosians. What they have said is what Lagosians want. That is rightly what we will stand for. And we will resist. Shall you recall those years when you guys admit you are Luther, and you will come to Alausa with your cooking pot, with your umbrella, with your tents, with your sleeping mats and pillows, and it will be a child's play. We just wait. We want to see what will happen, and we will appropriately respond. We don't have gun, we don't have arrows, we have voice.
Well, I mean, Ms. Oki, what happened today that the DSS took over the assembly complex and the ins and outs of the complex today? What really happened? Who invited them? How did it get to this point?
I honestly do not know, and until I have facts, I will not speak to that. However, one thing is implicit, which is you don't go into a hallowed chamber for whatever reason. By doing so, you are crossing the lines. When you cross the lines, democratic soldiers will also come out. We don't have guns, we don't have arrows, we don't have machete, but we have our voices. We will speak out very loudly. We will stand by it, and we will be willing to damn whatever consequences that may, come up therein. It is shameful. I was there, not in the complex, but in Alausa, and I was watching from where I can see all that was happening. That was at the park, and it was a shameful sight.
So now,
I don't think
Mr. Oki, on a final note, there are those who will say just a matter of days or hours, Honorable Miranda will resign and she will cave in. When that happens, where do you think Lagos Assembly will go from here, or Lagos State politics will go from here?
Let me say this very clearly. A lot of fear is being thrown all over the place at these young honorable members. But let us give it to them. For once, they're coming together to say, you know what? If we will not be re-elected again, it doesn't matter. But we will stand up for democracy. We'll stand up for what we believe in, which they have profoundly shown the world. Now, for us, what is expected of us is to continue to stand by them and to let them know that at their hour of need, Lagosians will not forget this. We shall also reciprocate. And that's the important thing.
Mr. Fuad Oki is a chieftain of the APC, a political strategist, and someone, if you want the history of politics in Lagos, you better knock on his doors. Fuad Oki, thank you so much indeed. I appreciate your time tonight.
My pleasure always, and thanks for having me again, Chief.
Thank you so much indeed. We'll take a break, everyone, but when we return, I'll take you to Osun State. It's been a bloody day today. And look, there's so much to talk about when it comes to Osun State. When politicians are now saying we are ready for war, and this is all about the local government court case and the outcome. Honorable Kolakwa Alimi, the Commissioner for Information, will be giving us insight into what's happened after Governor Adeleke yesterday hinted that there may be mayhem today. Get us again, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us today on the program. Yesterday, the governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, had warned that there might be mayhem unleashed on the state, and he called the president, Bola Tinubu, to warn his cousin, nephew was it, that what he called the former governor, Boyega Oyetola, that he's been parading himself and ordering security agents in the activities in relation to the local government in the state. And today, there's been a back and forth about who killed and who did not kill. And as reports of dead person have been reported in resistance and counter-resistance in the resumption of office of local government chairman based on court judgment. Let me allow you to see some of the footage or some of the videos as released on both sides of the divide. Today, the Osun State chapter of the PDP had condemned the brutal, what it says, a brutal and coordinated attacks carried out by thugs, allegedly, of the APC, led by, according to them, Ashiri Eniba and backed by armed security agents. And these attacks, they said, began at about 7 a.m. and have resulted in deaths of 5 PDP members and left over 50 others injured across several local government areas in the state. They say that these acts were committed under the false pretext of enforcing a misinterpretation of a recent appeal court ruling, which is in no way reinstated the illegally sacked APC local government chairman In the desperate bid to unlawfully seize control of local government, the APC resorted to violence, causing widespread mayhem. And some of what we've seen are footage from the PDP. On the other side, the APC has also come forward with some footage, a video showing how members of the APC, according to them, were attacked, maimed, and so at some point, some of the cars and buildings belonging to APC chieftains in the state are being attacked. So let's get some insight. The Commissioner for Information in Osun State, Honorable Kolakwo Alimi, is live for us virtually from Osogbo, and I have joining me Senator Ajibola Basiru, is the National Secretary of the APC. Both of them are live for us tonight. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. They say he who alleges.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, Honorable Kolakwo, you have said that members of your party were killed today. What more can you tell us?
Thank you for this opportunity. And it is quite unfortunate that this thing has to occur. As stated by the former president of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, that there is no ambition that worth the life of a human being. It is quite unfortunate today we lost 6 good citizens of this state, irrespective of the political party. It's quite unfortunate that as governor has sympathized with the victims, the family of the deceased, and the governor has actually directed everybody to stay away from the local government. If the APC want to continue their comedy, let them continue. And that was the reason why the governor yesterday called on the president to call Alhaji Boyega Oyetola to order, because you are a nephew of the president, does not give you the authority to come to the state and be dropping name of the president. We actually know that the president might not know anything about this, and the governor warned that what the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy was planning will cause chaos in the state, and the governor actually called on the president to call him to order. I believe if the president had actually done that one, today we will have saved the life of 6 indigenous of this state.
It seems there will be some glitches with the connection with Honorable Kolakwo Alimi. Let me allow Senator Ajibola Basiru to come in. I mean, there are allegations that members of your party in Osun State are killing PDP members. Why so?
I would say that I'm very emotional tonight, and this is not politics. What happened in Osun today is carnage, and is most irreprehensible of somebody who sworn to uphold the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. As I am now, I'm in a serious mourning. Our chairman in Iriwoli local government, Honorable Remi Abbas, was cut down in his prime today in cold-blooded. I've sent the picture to your phone. He was killed like a common criminal by thugs of the People's Democratic Party. In Osogbo local government, a leading functionary of government, and I have video evidence here, Teslim Ibalaye, led talks to the premises of Osogbo local government. I have video evidence of it. And in Ward 8 Osogbo local government, one of our members was mauled as if he was attacked by lions. These are fact and secret. It's not just enough to be making reference to what Jonathan said. And of course, in the fellow local government, Spain, that's the name of the guy. He came shooting guns even after our chairman was already in the premises to dislodge them from the premises. People were peaceful and singing. The same thing in Ilesha is in Osogbo today. Similarly, in Akpomu, one of our members was coming from the farm. He's a timber merchant. He was murdered not because he was identified to be an APC soldier. He was nowhere near the premises of a local government. What has happened is, I ask a question. Is it just about power, or is it that people are just mindless? Leave politics out of this. How will a governor feel comfortable on listening talks on citizens of his state because of power. This has gone beyond what you just are going to be celebrating. I feel seriously emotional. I'm in serious money, and I don't know how those who coordinated that attempt, how they will be feeling now. It's just enough to say you are dropping 6 people are killed. These are live people. I know Remy Abbas, a fine gentleman. He cannot harm anybody. He was mowed down in brutally in daylight.
I mean, and this is all about local government chairman and councillor seats. And the PDP is alleging that your leader in the state, Ogbego Yotola, before he exited office, used the back door to install these people. And there are misrepresentation or misinterpretation of the appeal court judgment. And the appeal court judgment, according to the PDP, never said that these people should be reinstated. Thankfully, Mr. Alimi and yourself are lawyers. Where is this misinterpretation coming from? Why is it that it looks like your members are forcing their way to be installed as local government leaders?
Sure. I'm not here to argue about interpretation of law. What is involved is about life and limb of people. Some people are in severe pains and agony now. Assuming there are misinterpretation of one fashion of a judgment or the other, does that excuse a governor from allowing what is supposed to be official security, Amotekun, to go to premises to be firing shots and to accompany talks to be attacking people?
Amotekun in Osun shooting?
Yes! Today, my video.
The governor had warned that your leader Oyetola was planning mayhem. He said that yesterday.
You see, if he had apparently, maybe we did not read him well. Maybe all those portions was mentioned in Oyetola. It was Demola Adeleke that was there. It was apparently with what has happened today. It was the one planning a mayhem in Ilesha. Our candidate Tobi Famuyiwa was attacked. His vehicles were riddled with bullets, which is not even a place close to the premise of a local government. The executive director, Federal Housing Authority, Remi Omowaye, his campaign office in Ilesha was also destroyed today. Was it as well to do with local government? What I'm saying is that don't let us reduce this thing. Issue of legality can be sorted out. What we have here is issue of criminality.
Because certain effect is also there.
No, but we're not talking
something must have
we're talking of criminality. I'm not.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But I'm looking at the fact that because the governor has warned that your party is going to cause the mayhem, and it's happening today.
The one that caused mayhem, because the question I mentioned you, so it's our party that kill our members. It's our party that destroyed offices of our member. It's our party that riddled the vehicles of our members with a bullet. These are facts, and there are figures in Ila local government. I've sent the videos to you. If you can play it, they brought no PDP. I've mentioned SSG of a government, Teslim. And I said it, let him sue me to court.
Let me allow,
I have the video.
Yeah, let me allow Mr. Alimi, he's back with us. Mr. Alimi, and these are heavy allegations made against your party. You alleged at first that the APC is going to cause a mayhem. Today, you have alleged that they've killed your members. But hear what the senator is saying. That look, members, and he's mentioned names. What do you have to say to these, Honorable Alimi?
Thank you for the opportunity. It's quite unfortunate. Senator Basiru and Bayobu said, we used to be friends, very, very, very close. I didn't know the senator could be playing politics with the life of a also citizen. 5 PDP members were killed. Several were injured. And so we are talking of life of human being. But you raise a question that we should go to the causative issue. Let us start from the conclusion that assuming without considering that they even have another which they thought is enforceable, they didn't have any, they do not have any, but assuming without considering they have, Section 287 of the Constitution prescribed for mode of enforcing judgment. Our law above self-help. What they're supposed to do is to write the registrar of the High Court and send the judgment to such authority. The authority of the registrar will now send the judgment back to the commissioner of police with the officer of the court. That's how to enforce judgment. The issue of resorting to self-help is not part of it. However, they do not even have any judgment to be enforced, and that's why my brother there is a PhD. He has PhD in law. He knows that what they have done is wrong, and that was the reason why we have been shouting. What happened was this: we want the whole world to come to our rescue. They are working towards Amlanza to be imposed on Osun State, and we call on the president not to throw that line. They say they don't want local government election to be conducted. When everybody will recall that election was conducted in Osun governorship election on July 16, 2022, our then governor, current minister Ladipo Egoitola, had ample opportunity to conduct local election in 2019. He didn't conduct it. 2020, he didn't conduct it. 2021, he didn't conduct it. By 2022, after losing the election, he now decided to conduct local government election. And you know, our law stipulate that notice must be given. And so the notice under the Electoral Act today is 360. And because it could not get 360, it was making abracadabra to say it would give too much.
If I may jump in quickly, the issues that were raised by Senator Ajibola Basiru is to the effect that members, and he mentioned names, and he said the SSG, who's been caught on tape, has been shown on television right now. How do you defend that if you say that your members were the ones attacked, but he's claiming and he's alleging that, in fact, the opposite is the case? Your members are actually the ones who unleashed mayhem, and the pictures are there on the screen, which is just as we got some pictures from your end. How do you defend that, Honorable?
Is a blatant lie. I told you 6 people are killed, and we have had press conference today whereby the corpses of our members were shown to the whole world. 5 PDP members were killed. Are we killing our members? Are we the one who went to the local government to go and bogus? Remember, the whole world knew that the NSC and the NOGE, they had actually called all their staff to lock the local government so that anything untoward will not happen. But despite that fact, the APC, under the leadership of Ladipo Egoitola, they boggled all our local government. And you know, the people were trying to resist them. I think that was what happened. And in the process, in Irabigi, the hometown of Ladipo Egoitola, one person was killed. In Ire, one person was killed. In the Soka, one person was killed. And when you see all the people that were killed, 6 people today, you can cross-check from the security operative. 6 people that were killed out of
case of members. Just a moment. Members of PDP and APC are up in arms against each other, and were falling each other. They're killing each other. Is that what happened? So there are casualties on both sides. Is that what happened?
It's
today?
not about casualty on both sides. So,
no members of APC was killed.
I learned of 1 member and 5 members of our sort across the state, while several persons were injured. They were the ones who were fully harmed. They went to the various local government. They boggled the local government. They looted the local government. They carted away property of the government. We will get to that one later. But what we are trying to say is that if we don't go to the genesis of this issue, the whole world will not know, and they want to continue. They say they want state of emergency to be declared. They say they don't want to look at it to go ahead. They do not have any judgment to be enforced, and we are stating it. There are 2 sets of judgments. One was given on 25th May and 25th November 2022. Another one was given on 30 November 2022. The one given in the case given by instituted by the PDP, it was given on 25th May before the installation of our government. Another one instituted by Action from the People's Party was given. So the 2 governments the APC appealed the two judgments.
Just a moment.
They abandoned the one of APC.
Commissioner, let me bring back Senator Jibola Bashiru. I'd like you to respond to what he said.
I think you see, if award for telling lies is to be given to anybody, I think Mr. Kola Palemi should get, much of that award. I've mentioned Remi Abbas here. He's a known face. Somebody's claimed 5 people have been killed. A commissioner for information, and I know he was a 2-term commissioner. I cannot even mention the name of a person. Then in the context of what he was saying, he said people were resisting people who had gone to the local government were the ones that were attacked. Does that story looks logical in any sense? And I've also given you instances of attack in places that were far remote from local government. What we have today was an orchestrated plan to first mayhem on the APC people in Osun. And now to go to even the law that is starting about. From his own say so, he said there were 2 judgments. Yes, there were 2 judgments, one from the High Court, one from the Court of Appeal. In the hierarchy of court in Nigeria, even a student in year 2 law knows that the Court of Appeal decisions has preeminence over a federal court decision. Then you cannot say because you are not happy with the Court of Appeal decision, then orchestrate mayhem on and on people. So assuming also, without conceding, just as he has said, that even people went to local government illegally, the proper way to do for a government that is lawful is to get law enforcement agents to arrest those people, not to unleash thugs. And I've mentioned, I have video here, Tested Igalaye was on the premises of Osogbo local government, aside some other functionary. An SSG of a government is not somebody that's other individual. And it's clear what they were doing in that local government. They were making statements that during the APC, this was what happened. I have the video here. I didn't make the video, so you cannot just say I'm lying. And we also saw, the video of somebody, Remi Abbas, being, murdered in the pool of his own on blood. These are facts that we are talking about. What I want to say is this: the government of Adeleke had premeditated to cause a crisis, and he prefaced that by the press conference he addressed yesterday, and he instructed not only his functionaries but even talks to accompany people to go and attack harmless people who have gone to exercise their democratic rights at the local government. So what I'm saying is this: they should remove blackmail from this. Nobody is saying you cannot be building filial relationship to issue of state
Are things looking really insecure, and things are really looking bad in the state? And what would you suggest should be the action to be taken?
I will suggest that perhaps it may be necessary for the federal government to declare state of emergency. It has shown that
has it gotten to that stage?
Yes, it has gone to that stage when hapless people coming from farms, from settlement, are being attacked by uncontrollable PDP talks, when lives and security of people is already at risk. Assuming would I even agree to them that I say in one day such number of people are died even from their own side, it speaks to the fact that Adeleke government had failed in the area of security. Section 14 of the Constitution of Nigeria says security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government. So I think it's high time state of emergency be declared in the state of
Honorable Kalabo, to conclude the program tonight, what will be the way forward? Mayhem unleashed. Well, the most important thing is the lives and the properties of the people of Osun State. What do we do going forward?
Well, I call on our amiable president to reject the call of Honorable Basiru and his cohorts. That is exactly what they are targeting. They deliberately cause mayhem in this state. We are going to publish the name of our members that have been killed. And as for the judgment that I was talking about, there are two sets of federal court judgments, different suits. One was given in favor of PDP, one was given in favor of Access Congress. The one is making reference to there is no court of appeal that restored them. We urge them to toe the line of a peace. They want to cause trouble in this state. We want the president to note that Aladibo Igoritola, Senator Adibala Basiru, and the line, Adebayo Banik, Adeleke, all of them, they are planning to cause them in Osun State to declare state of emergency. We urge the president and all lovers of democracy to rise up against these people. The people of Osun have rejected them. Why are they forcing themselves on the people? We call on the president to quickly intervene on these people. They are criminals, and we will feel adequate part about them.
All right.
They are atrocity and
Honorable Commissioner.
Lost election the last election as a senator. He lost woefully. It's all of them are rejected.
All right. Honorable Kanakwa, we're totally out of time. Thank you so much. Senator Ajoba Basiru, thank you so much indeed. We pray peace God return to Osun State for the sake of the people of that state, no matter what the politics may be. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight. I'm sure I'll see you next time. God bless Nigeria.